But yeah, we're learning how to use fucking computers in the middle of the school semester. They switched like not just computers, operating systems.
Yeah.
It's like
from Apple to Microsoft.
It's like you're going to school and then like you come back from break, they're speaking Spanish to you, and you're like, "What's going on here? I thought we were doing English."
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again. Or possibly for the very first time.
We literally opened the Cern came on. I was like, how's it going, Cern? And then, good. I said, the internet should be better today. I got the new router in. He said, go ahead, take it away, Cern.
Let's go. Roll it. Roll tape.
He's like, how is it? I'm like, hold on. This is podcast material. Because Cern informed me that he has a new router on the way as well.
On the way. It'll be here on 2 days from now.
You hook, line, and sinker on the Prime Day?
Yes.
Oh.
Buzzer beater on the early. This is like an early Prime Day, but so is a buzzer beater. But
okay.
After last podcast,
which
then I was informed. Okay, here we go.
Good thing I'm informed. Down.
Yeah. Because I was like, what's going on? Because the internet was just like going out. And I was like, God damn. Jeffrey came up and was talking to me about the internet was shitty.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no shit. And then one of the creatures comes out of their caves. It's like, oh, I completely factory reset my computer. And I was downloading all the programs back onto it. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Oh, my God.
First off. You stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning. So this could have been handled when I was sleeping. This could have been handled when I was sleeping. We don't operate like that during daytime operation hours.
No, these are daytime operating hours. When you and the vampires and the owls are awake, that's when you download. That's when you go crazy with it.
You can reset anything you fucking want, but not on my time.
There's no traffic on the internet. Past midnight.
No, you could have had that shit done in 25 minutes.
Allow me to rephrase. There's no traffic to the non-porn sites after midnight.
True.
Porn, traffic jams on the internet.
You're getting bogged down. Those servers are tapped.
The servers are smoking and they're struggling. Any above board sites, no problem.
They're good. So yeah, that was what was going on during the last pod.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But then we were having some issues. Like a couple days, it was just like the routers would just drop. It wasn't the internet. It wasn't the internet itself. It was like the Eros was struggling. Like one of the satellites would just go
just
dead.
Fall off.
What the hell? And I have to unplug it, replug it, and I was like, "This is a sign." Chip was talking about it. The universe is telling me a sign. The James Webb Station is just taking some new pictures.
Yes.
And it's spelled Eros. I think I saw it. The galaxy spelling Eros 6 for Cern. So that's it. That's Prime Day.
So what did you snack? I also threw the pic in the group chat because, I figure guys like tech and new gear and shit. Fucking crickets back from Joe and Dana and even Cern. But,
Wait, you sent a picture?
Did it not go through?
I didn't.
Oh, my God.
Have a picture.
Also, okay. Maybe it didn't go through because, maybe only Team iPhone got it. I'll send it again tonight, or I'll send it to you personally.
Oh, good.
I'll have
the last text I got in that message.
Yeah, what is it?
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's
there
right.
McGee is FDA
DFA.
on Saturday. Okay. DFA. That's the last thing I got.
Scroll up to Thursday. After we were talking about James Caan, Joe corrected my spelling. He died. The actor.
Oh, I did miss it. My bad. I got it. I did get it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is what happens when there's like 50 million text messages
Yeah.
because
You can't catch up. And I also
and usually when there's like 25 messages and I've missed a bunch,
yeah.
I just go up to like the first 2 and I assume that's what we're talking about. So then I just take on from there.
I did the same thing. I'm also looking at this photo that I sent, and I inadvertently, in the upper left quadrant, is my wife's ass. In the jeans. But I inadvertently sent a wife booty ass shot in the jeans as well. So
that is actually minus the butt. That is the that's the model I got.
that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the
there's
model I
no way that we can. It seemed to me that this. So what are we looking at? Eros Pro 6E.
6E.
I don't know exactly what the E is, but it was the cream of the crop tri-band mesh system.
Affordable.
Ish.
So it's a gig because I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I was looking at this one and I was like, oh, okay, but it was like only goes up to, I say only, but it's like 500 megs, which is like, okay, well my internet's supposed to go up higher than that. So
Right. You need a little headroom so you can hit the speeds that you need.
yeah, possibly exceed my expectations. I mean, that's okay.
Imagine a world where we live where Comcast is exceeding your expectations, sir.
Oh, man, that is a pipe
I don't even
dream.
know what
I know
to
it.
say.
I know it's a pipe dream. It'll never happen.
It's impossible. But I have it, and I will say if you have a Euro system already, I also do. Plus,
It's great.
replace. It took like 2 seconds. It's like unplug this, plug it back in, boom, wham, bam, thank you, man.
If you name it
good to
the
go.
same thing, is it just pick it back up where you left off, or do you have to redo it?
No, you don't even have to name your network. You literally say add, and it's like add new device or replace existing system. And you just price existing, and it's like you're going to replace your base one or this router, and you just do that.
Oh, it's even
Dude,
better.
Yeah, it's even better. I will
So
say
I did get. So did you get? So the one hub and the one satellite.
I got a 2-pack. Yeah, 3 seemed to be overkill.
So I went with the overkill.
Nice.
I wanted
have a
the
bigger house.
overkill.
What square footage are you working with?
1,800.
Oh, okay.
So it should be like 200 square foot more than you, but
Yeah.
at best.
Okay.
But I wanted, selfishly, a satellite all to my own for my office. I was just going to put it right for me.
Oh, I like that. You know what? That's a really good idea. I would run. Here's what I would do if I was you. It has 2 ports on it. I would take one port and hardwire it all the way to that, and then plug it into your work computer, and you'll have like blazing fast.
I was thinking. So I mean, ooh, you're right. Okay.
Or is there a way to drill up? I mean, to get it nice in the wall and hidden and shit, but I can't really do that at my place.
I'll have to like fish it.
Oh, sounds like an hour,
that's a pain.
4-hour project on a Saturday.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, I want to do that. Enough projects.
Yeah.
So that was my thoughts. I was like, first I was like, oh yeah, we're good with 2. But I was like, you know what? I'm being selfish here, and I wanted to just do just one satellite just for me.
Yeah,
It's gonna be my
you
satellite.
deserve it. Treat yourself, Cerny. Hashtag self-care. Hashtag, and also spread that mesh out so you could access your Wi-Fi from the driveway or from the backyard. Like if you have your Wi-Fi speaker back there, you want to have good gig fucking
So I don't
Wi-Fi
know.
speed going. You don't want glitching in your audio when you're trying to enjoy a nice soak in the spa, right?
Oh, that's true. Plus, I got
You a fucking heathen.
outdoor TV. I mean, it's got a.
Yeah, you got to
Now, even the smoker that I have, the Traeger, runs off of the internet. I mean, you can run
connected
it
smoker?
without it. It's just nice because it'll tell you when everything's up to temperature.
Oh, really?
I get some notifications. It's like, okay, or hey, it's about to shut down, or do you want to extend your timer? That kind of shit.
Can you go into that app and say, hey, I'm cooking a brisket and I need it at this temperature for 2 hours, and it will like just figure it out?
Basically,
for you?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Joe needs.
That's what Joe needs. Because
Instead of waking up every 2 hours.
Yeah. So when I smoked it, I got up early. I mean, I got up early.
Yeah.
Fired it up. I fired it up from my phone. half asleep from my bed.
Oh,
And I got up,
the joys of
walked out.
technology.
I know. Walked out, basically slapped the meat on, made sure everything was good, closed it up, went back to bed. I went back to sleep. Woke up.
Oh, you didn't even have a coffee for yourself.
No, it was like 3 a.m. because it was like
Oh, well, you're waking up because if you're anything like me, I'm getting the middle of the night old man piss. Where I just it's like okay, I got to take a leak now. I don't know why. I guess my prostate's failing me or something. I don't know.
Even when, even like till the other night, like actually it was last night. I was like, ooh, I had 2 waters before bed. Like fuck, getting up in the middle of the night. It did. 2 o'clock. Like, ooh, I gotta pee.
It's like when you have little kids, you got to cut them off from any liquids, or else they're or when you're like potty training because they'll just piss the bed. It's the same thing, except you not pissing the bed unless you're piss drunk. It's you waking up at 2:30,
and it's like you can make it. You can make. I was like, oh, I can make it, but I'm like,
though.
I don't want to do this all night because I'm gonna keep waking up. Oh fuck, I'll just go pee. It'll take me, a few minutes.
Here's the problem. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go on. What's the problem? Go on.
Well, my problem is, I get up at between 5 and 6 normally. My piss time is like at 4:30.
Oh,
so it's like between 4 and 4:30, I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, what time is it after? Because nothing's more relieving than a good leak. Taking your first leak of the day.
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh man, to get back in bed and get another 3-4 hours of sleep. Nope, 30 minutes. Sorry. Fuck.
By the time you get settled in, it's about 15.
Yeah.
Mine usually I wake up around. It's about around 2.
Oh right.
I get up around 2. But then to get up for work, especially the past few days, 5:30. Drag us. Actually, what was it? The day after
the 4th.
It was like 7:30, which was like a weekend for me. I was like, oh boy.
Well, in your world, that's late, but for me, 7:30, I wouldn't. I'm not even thinking about opening my laptop at 7:30. But you work in a different world.
Yeah. I should have opened my laptop about 2 hours ago, basically.
Well,
but did I give it? But was it 2 hours later? No. Did I work 2 hours later? No. It was. You know what? I earned this.
Well, I'm telling you that the Euro system is gonna be good. Well, you already have it. You already know about it.
I do love it. I mean, it actually is because we had the fucking Comcast router, the original router.
Yeah, garbage.
And so top of the line, blah 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 blah. So before I hooked up the Euros, from the move, that's what we were using. I was like, this is fucking terrible. It was just bogged down. I couldn't do anything. I was like, 600 megs my ass. We're getting 20 fucking megs per unit. It was like, and I checked it this is when we were up at we were moving, so it was midnight. I was like, okay, there's this fucking town, especially the street.
Yeah,
I have come to learn. We're going to derail for a second. So I've come to learn. I've met several of the neighbors. They've come up and introduced themselves.
Oh. Okay.
Most of the people here are original owners. We're talking 1994.
Okay.
Owners.
Nearing retirement, kind of,
or at retirement, early retirement or near retirement. Yeah.
Okay.
So they end up at midnight. If they are, they're not. They may be in bed reading.
Yes. Maybe there's a good rerun of Matlock on TV later or something.
Or the Andy Griffith show.
Andy Griffith. Ooh, Bonanza.
So I would check the internet then. It was still the same. I'm like, this is fucking. I was like, I'm gonna light up Comcast. But then when I plugged in the Euros, I checked the speed. Bow. Exactly what it said. I was like, oh, it was even a little bit better. I was like, oh, sweet. So it must have been just the router.
I had one time that I was on the phone with Xfinity, and I know this is the 8th episode in a row that we've talked about Xfinity, but
our new sponsor next week.
This is what we do. One time I was getting over my paid for amount. I was paying for $250, and I was clocking $300 or $275 or something. What do you see? And I couldn't admit that Comcast had exceeded I was like, oh yeah, it's good. I just said it was good. I didn't confirm with a number. I just said it's fine. I goodbye.
It's around 250, so I think
acceptable.
We're okay.
It's acceptable tolerance level. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, we haven't had any problems. I was pleasantly surprised with what I was pulling down on my speed test in the office, but I feel like where my wife and I sit in the house, there's maybe it's like lead line walls or some sort of like secure safe room, but it's just a Wi-Fi pit of hell that it can't somehow reach. I don't know what the deal is.
That's for some reason. That's why I got the third one.
It's probably not a bad idea
because I know. So the one is obviously going to go in the wall where the existing router is.
Okay.
Because you plug it in, right? You plug it into the Comcast router, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then, which is in the front of the house, which is by the TV. That's where the port is. The second one, I always put, like this one now, I put it down the hall, kind of by all the bedrooms.
Yeah.
So all the bedrooms can get it. My office is on the other side. I mean, it still works, but
yeah,
could be better. I just want one for me. One for me.
That's fine. That's fair.
The office and the fish tank deserve their own wide door.
Your fish tank came through fine. No residual issues with the guy.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. So I did see him at the fish store. He was shopping.
Oh,
I heard his voice. I turned around and I was like, "Oh," because someone was like, "Hey, his name's Austin."
Did you duck? Yeah. Did you have to like duck him?
No, because he left his dolly in my garage. I say, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" I was like, "You left the dolly in my garage." He's like, "I didn't even notice that." I said, "Well, it's been a few weeks, so obviously you haven't moved any tanks." I got it.
Yeah.
So come get it. He's like, "Okay, I'll let you know."
And you gave a less than stellar review to the shop, or you just told him what happened, basically.
I told him, I was like, "Come on, I had to move my own fucking tank."
That's fucking amateur. I'll tell you.
I said, "Yeah, for $350. I mean, if he's gonna cut me a deal," I said, "At least let me know up front. Hey, are you and I gonna be moving this fucking thing?" Then I'm like, "Okay, well, let's negotiate this $350. It's going down $250 because I got at least. I'm like, I said, "How long is this gonna take? 2 hours? Ooh, I'm expensive. I mean, I'm taking lawyer rate here, buddy. So we're talking like $150.
You need $100 to pay for the chiropractor service after because you're back in a giant fish tank.
Oh, I got to think about how we're going to move this thing. Well, it's intellectual property, so that now I got to do my services for that one too.
Well, my brain's the most expensive part of me. It's what makes all the money.
Second most.
Yeah.
Second most.
Yeah, of course. Okay, you got John Eros going. Also
coming in the mail.
House, all that jazz. Nice.
So I haven't set up any of the smart switches yet. It's next on the to-do list. So the doorbell doesn't work. Did they tell you that one?
Oh, yes. But you have to get
So I got a new transformer because I tested the transformer. Because there was no power.
The wires.
I even got the little prong. I was like, okay, so test it. Hey, nothing coming out. It's by your transformer. So, okay. But I hadn't done anything yet because I just got it.
Yeah.
And my wife's dad had come by because this was her birthday.
Oh.
And they said something. He's like, I said, well, I think it's a transformer. And I got my thing out and showed him. He's like, yeah, there's no power coming to the transformer. He's like, it's probably dead. So we pull out. He's like, let's just pull out the transformer. We pulled it out. He said, test the wires.
Just like that.
Feeding the transformer. Test them.
Nothing.
They're dead. He's like, that's not good. I said, fuck, I'm tired. People telling me that's not good. That's not, you're telling me, goddammit.
That's not good.
He couldn't fucking figure it out. He couldn't figure out why basically the power coming from the wall at that one spot is dead. Because the power coming out of
that was by there, you said works fine.
That's what was baffling him because he's like, turn the light on. I turn the light on, off and on. He's like, turn the plug, turn it on. He's like, there's a loose connection somewhere in the wall, I think, or somewhere it's just being disconnected. I can't tell you. I don't know. Fortunately, he gave me an easy solution. I was like, "Fuck, we're gonna have to like go into the wall." I was freaking out. He's like, just move the box over to this plug where you know there's power. Put 2 wires, tie it off, boom, power back.
Just like that. Just like
yeah,
two or 3 steps, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like,
although it's funny because it's the same thing because it's always like when you do some computers, it's like all you gotta do is Control Alt C, copy, Control Alt V, paste. Easy. And then people are like, I don't understand. You're like, how do you understand? But then when you see it, like when I get talked to like that during like construction, I'm like, I get it. If you've done it a million times, it's part of your.
Literally, copy and paste is such a familiar keyboard combination. Like it's like second nature for me. Boom. Like, it's just
I don't even
built into typing. No. Yeah, it's just boom boom. Oh yeah, the people that drag the mouse right click. I'm like, whoa. What do you do with? How do you have so much extra time in your life that you can be dragging this mouse around?
Or they don't do Control Shift and like hit down or something. It's always like scroll. I can't watch it. I may strike you.
Oh, and Excel as well. Cell by cell. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you, when you do the copy paste, do you copy it like a million fucking times just to make sure? You're like, copy.
Oh no! I just
save.
I just do click once and I look for the
oh yeah. I'm just so impatient.
Dotted line, that moves.
Yeah.
Bump. That's all I do.
Okay. You have more patience than me. I copy paste, especially around saving. I
save. I do click save probably 3 times. It's like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. You can never be too sure with saving because when we were going up, if you didn't save your fucking school shit that you were working
no autosave. There's no autosave.
Autosave wasn't a thing, and oh my god, I can't remember. You had to put a floppy disk in on a 3.5 inch floppy.
Yeah.
So
click it and push it down.
If you're not a millennial and you're like a Gen Z or something, this is going to be super
floppy.
To you. So there
was like did it flop around? Yeah.
Well, the black ones did. Those old school ones that you put.
Oh
like
the originals. Yeah, with the Oregon Trail on it.
Yeah,
run a DOS.
But you would have to, if you were typing up a report for work or whatever or school, you had to put this physical piece of hardware in to your computer, and you would have to specify in the file system where you want to save it, and then hopefully your disk had enough space, and then you would save it on there. Because remember, the disk would fill up.
Your 64 megabytes.
Yeah. Or if you threw it in your backpack or you didn't protect it and it got heat to it or something, or it left near a magnet, you lost it all.
Oh, the magnet.
Your fucking work was done. Your
Or if one of your jackass friends would turn the power off when you were in the middle of typing, it's gone. That's it.
Gone. There's no.
And when you would tell the teacher, because I remember, I think they did it to somebody.
Yes.
Oh, I think it was DJ, and he kind of like was pissed and went and like tattled. And the teacher's like, "Did you save early, save often?" Like I said, he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, that's on you." And he had to go back like a walk of shame, like back, and that was like, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
I mean, the teacher like stood up, was like, "Guys, quit fucking around," kind of a thing. But it was like, I told you to save early, save often. Did you do that? He's like, "Well, no, I didn't save it at all."
That's a lesson
like,
you learned once.
It's on you. Still do it at the same time as everybody else. And he was like, I remember being kind of like scared, like, ooh, I think I didn't pull the trigger, but I was sitting next to the person that pulled the trigger, and he may like
stop him.
Assault me at the end of the class. Like he was like staring at us like, I want to fucking kill you. You're dead. was like, first off, you don't get good grades anyway, so don't worry about it. You ain't going to Stanford, so just put that pipe dream away, buddy.
Ain't going to Stanford. USC, University of CR College, baby.
Yeah, but
That's
I
where
remember
you're
thinking,
headed.
like, ooh, he's pretty mad. And I don't know, because I didn't do anything. I mean, I also didn't do anything. I just sat there, watched him turn off, and laugh at the
Right, because in the computer lab, again, only a few rooms had computers in them, right?
yeah.
Like in the technology area of school had computers, but they all were facing like basically ass to ass, and the power buttons were always on the back end. So all you really had to do was just like reach a little bit past your.
And it was like a
station
switch. Remember, it was
and
like a
flick
switch.
it.
You just click the power off.
And you could fucking ruin somebody's day that easily.
Remember, I think it was our freshman year. The first half of the year, we had the apples with the green, semi-transparent, domes.
Clamshell.
And then we went like Easter break or something. We came back. We had
Gateways.
Gateways.
Yeah.
And we'd like learn the whole.
Yeah, I'm like, talk about a fucking curveball, man. We're 14, 15 years old. We're literally taking typing class to like learn how to use a computer, basically.
Yeah. Mavis speaking. We were doing like the bugs were still flying at our computer screen. We were trying to learn
like KLMO. You like play these different typing games. Mavis Beacon 7.
Yeah.
I always did enjoy that one. I kind of maybe there's like you've got to be able to play that online, right? Mavis Beacon. She's still.
I haven't
still got to
mentioned
be
it,
doing
but
this.
I assume so.
I wonder how I can. I'm gonna crack Snuckles. What do you think I could take on old Mavis these days? What do you think you're pumping the words per minute at, sir?
I don't know. I think I'm going to shoot too high and then do it and be like really disappointed in myself.
Like 20? But we're taking literally fucking
I'm clipping
typing class.
80 words per minute, no doubt. And it's like 32.
I hope they don't count
with 60% accuracy. Fuck.
Oh, my accuracy is piss poor. My biggest crutch at work is Google autocorrect from the emails.
You know what? I don't really. So I just keep typing, even if I see a mistake. Because I had a professor when they said, "Just finish your thought. Just finish your thought. It'll tell you you're wrong anyway." You always.
I think that's a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Just get it
I was
out
arguing
of
with
your head.
Yeah, because I was arguing with I think it was my dad, because he was saying, like, "Oh, you gotta correct your word." I was like, I said they teach you to just keep on going because you have the technology to do it. And of course, he's like, "Well, in my day,
typewriter, and you had to catch your mistake there because you had to go and drop the correction pin on it."
Yeah, the whiteout or whatever.
Correction pin. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're learning how to use fucking computers in the middle of the school semester. They switched like not just computers, operating systems.
Yeah.
It's like
from Apple to
completely
Microsoft.
It's like you're going to school and then like you come back from break, they're speaking Spanish to you, and you're like, "What's going on here? I thought we were doing English."
Do I click and hold still or no?
No. Lose control to gain command, Cerny. That's the slogan. Oh yeah, I do remember that. Man, that was all we were really wanting to know was, could you still go to whitehouse.com and was a block?
Yes.
That was the thing.
Or what was the other one? I can't remember. I think it was like Angel Fire or something weird. I remember it was like
there was these other sites that were kind of like efucked.com or something.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like straight porn, but it was just kind of like gross. Shit that 14-year-old boys would look at on the internet, like, oh, here's a horse taking a huge dump, and this guy like smashing his friend's face in it, and then here's some titties.
Yeah.
Titties would randomly be in there,
like the YouTube, the early YouTube.
Yes, the dark, seedy, the just like 14-year-old entertainment YouTube, basically, but with like lots of poop and stuff, probably.
Yeah, poop and boobs and I'm sure motorcycle accidents like the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like whatever we were looking at that one Owl Club.
That was
or whatever.
This speaking of 4th of July,
Onyx,
topical. Onyx Club, that's right. One 4th of July, misspent youth, probably in early 20s.
Ooh. Oh, probably. It was like,
Yeah.
I think we
weren't
were
older
a
than
fresh 21. We were a fresh
Okay.
21. Like we could
Fresh
barely.
21.
This is our very first like legal drinking on 4th of July, where we can go out and actually purchase the beer ourselves instead of bumming off of some,
Yeah, or find your
like a
friend.
6-pack would cost you like $20. You had to tip
Yeah.
the fucker that was going to run it for you.
Yeah. But we started drinking, I don't know, probably before
It was in the
noon, I would
AM.
guess.
It was in the AM because
we were playing Wii golf, right, or something.
Yes.
I remember at Tony's house.
And your now your now wife remember she was going to hang out with her mom.
Oh yeah,
She was hanging out with her mom and her family, and we decided we're going to go purchase beer and then straight consume it. I think I know we had 96 beers to start the day.
There was
and
a
it
lot
was
of
for
people,
the block.
though.
There was for the block party. It wasn't just for Chip and
Yeah.
Cern. We weren't drinking 96 beers ourselves, but
no.
yeah. And then we started playing Wii golf. I do remember that. You're right.
And then I remember taking a nap during the day, probably around 3 or 4.
So this was.
Or was this the same time after I knocked that girl?
It was the same one. I remember we came out of the house and it was a few of us. And I remember your wife saying she came up to me like I was the most responsible, I guess, of the time of the drunks.
I think that was. It certainly wasn't me.
No, she goes, "How many of you guys had? Because you guys are clearly drunk." And I'm like, I don't know. Actually, I can't remember. Like she'd asked, like what's going on? And I was like, I don't know, because whatever Chip said turns out we're clearly drunk.
Who knows?
And then it just went from there, because that was the block party where they had like blocked off the corners. Remember the two streets?
Yeah.
And it was kind of a fun thing. Remember those two
It was
douchey
fun.
realtors with their
Yes.
fucking like business cards on the Tupperware that they brought?
Yeah, they brought over the macaroni and salad and the corn on the cob, but on top of their Tupperware they taped on their Lions real estate.
Center 21, I think it was. Or I forget what it was. Either Lions or Center 21. It was one of the two.
It was one of those ones, but yeah.
You took a nap, so you got a little. You got a little.
Recharge the batteries a little bit.
Yeah, he threw up in the sink, Tony's sink. Took a nap in his bed. Then came back out for a rally. He was rallying.
Okay.
And then we ended up calling my brother. Remember, because he was
would have
18.
been like 18.
He was 18, and we were 21 because we're 3 years older. And having him drive us to
In your dad's van, minivan.
Well, the first time when we got there, he had his Mustang. So we all had to pile in the Mustang.
See, how do you remember this?
Because I heard he actually recanted the story back to me, and it kind of like
because he was sober.
as he was
sober
he was
as a
sober.
judge.
I had no recollection of it until he started telling me. And then like the in the shows where like the fog, like the camera pans up, and it's like okay, as he's telling me, because he had said he came to pick us up, and we were running around, and remember we were throwing. This is when Call of Duty was big. He was telling us, and he says we were throwing watermelon at each other, like in the Call of Duty with the frags. Like we were like like doing the weird throw, and I ended up hitting the back with a watermelon, and I didn't know. And you were like, "Oh my god, you're bleeding!" And I was like, "What?" And he said we were like freaking out, and I was trying to like look. I was like, "I'm bleeding from what?" Like I was freaking out. He's like, "I don't know. You've been hit." Like, and then my brother like, "It's watermelon," because he's obviously he's not. He doesn't think we're funny.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I don't remember that. He's like, I didn't think you would. But then you piled into the car. Mm-hmm. He's like, Chipper sat in the front, and then like and
my wife was there.
Tony, and your wife, we piled in the back. Which first off, it's my brother. I don't know how you got the front seat. And so I was like, how did he get the front seat? He's like, I don't know.
I called it. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you called shotgun. Some drunken rules we got going on.
Yeah.
He's like, so then I drove you to the Honest Club, and I dropped you guys off.
This is downtown Roseville, which is, we would never really go down there, right?
No, I think I've been there.
been there a couple times, but that wasn't.
Yeah,
our
I
normal
was
kind
there
of
with
hangout.
Joe. One.
It was a little bit too like everyone that was down in that area, at least at that time, thought
Was
they
a
would. They
regular.
were like MMA fighters,
Either
or
MMA
just
fighters
like-
or was just a regular. Like they lived under the bridge and
Yes.
they crawled out to drink and then they'd go back. It was kind of weird.
yeah, it's a really weird mix of folks.
Or it was like that was the hot time of the Tool Academy. Remember your
Yes.
wife? I used to love to watch that.
That's right. We would call everyone Tool Academy. That's,
The Tool Academy.
that's right. How do we not get our fucking asses whooped?
I don't know. I don't know. There was that one guy at the Pine Cove that wanted to like. Remember, he came in and we were like calling him the Tool Academy, and he wanted to like fight us. I was like, hey, wait a minute, buddy. He got tossed out.
Oh man,
I do remember that. I was like, look at this guy, like
No.
Tool Academy. We're like horsing around, but then we started drinking again, and like he was like gonna like fight us. I remember the guy like telling me like, yeah, I tossed that guy out. I was like, cool. I was like, okay.
hopefully he's
thanks.
not waiting for us by our car.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he was pretty pissed. He was like, I don't know why. I don't really remember what we
What?
did.
We're quite
Call him
reasonable
Tool. We're just having fun. What the fuck?
So
But
with
anyway,
this
yeah,
Onyx
Onyx
Club,
Club.
it's like a nightclub bar, like a normal bar on one side, and then it had kind of like a dancey area.
Yeah, and
Right?
it has like pool tables. Remember, it had like the pool tables to like the one. It was like
Man, I don't remember any of that.
the bar side, and then you have like pool tables. You have like 1, 2, like so. It was like 3 pool tables. If I remember correctly.
Okay.
I've been there since you and I were
It's
there.
very dark.
Really dark, and then you have like you walk through like a doorway, and there's like a weird dance club, and they all have the
We were just in
same
there
TV.
drinking beer because it was 4th of July. We were even surprised that they were open.
That's right. Because I remember. So this is what I remember. Because I guess my brother dimed me out. We got in. We was like, let's go to whatever bar's open. And he's like, well, I don't know what's open. I said, well, let's just go to Old
Start
Roseville.
driving.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
figure it out. Make it
And
work.
I remember he was telling me, he said like, because he said, I asked you what if they weren't open. And then I started like saying like, because my cousins that were related to, I was like, how much are they worth in beer, right? Because we were like trying to like. So he said they went. He was like, "Well, it looks like the Onyx is open." So he basically kicked us out.
Oh.
So that's when we went in, and that's when they had like the motorcycle accident / girls flashing the camera. It was a weird combo.
So we were there drinking and just hanging out, and there was the music was really loud, and then we saw some people that we kind of went to high school with. This was probably 5 or 6 years after high school's ended.
Yeah.
And then I'm just there, like a couple TVs in there, and I'm watching it, and it's like
3 years after we're 21.
3. Oh, thanks, Frank. It felt like a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then it's like motorcycle crashes and all this shit, right? And then all of a sudden, it was like a clip of like Girls Gone Wild, like
This was when
titties in the
Girls Gone Wild was
camera.
hot. This is when it was hot. This is when they had the infomercials playing at like midnight every night.
Oh yeah, but there was actual titty, and then
Yeah.
didn't some chick flash us?
Yes, because I remember you. So this is
I missed it apparently, but my wife saw it. She said,
You're the one who no.
I don't recall.
You don't remember it because I remember you screaming because I was looking at the TV. I was looking at the TV, and I remember you screaming. Look, I said because you said something, and like Tony's like, what? Because she had said something about it, and you said, holy shit, and like I looked over and I was like, what? And then I was like, what just happened?
What just happened?
I missed the whole conversation.
I
just look over
apparently I
and
missed
there's
it
a pair of
too.
boobs in my face.
Apparently, I missed it too. But that
You're
was
the one who
same night-
initiated it because you had said you were talking to Tony, and you said, "Holy shit! Did you see those titties on the TV?" And the girl had walked by and said, "Do you want to see my titties?" And then pulled them out because she said you didn't want to see it. That's what Tony said. Holy shit! Like something, and you said something. And I looked
like
over,
an
what's-
inadvertent.
Yeah, it was just you were
Wow.
talking to Tony, but it was so loud you had to yell it to him because it was like you. I think your
Yes.
wife was asleep, or she was like dozing, like she
Sleeping.
was bouncing. She was bouncing back and forth, And there was Tony, and I knew I was on the end.
Consciousness. She was losing
I-
consciousness.
There was a lot of yelling and screaming, and I had to look over, and I was like, "What's going on here?" I look over, and there's a pair of boobs in my face.
So she thought it was a cat call, but I was just really telling Tony I couldn't believe there was titties on the
TV. That's all. We're talking about television. That's all we.
Yeah. Well, I forgot about that. And then I remember him picking us up again, but in a bigger car. So we brought more people.
Yeah. It was.
And my wife's sister was there, right? Her older sister?
I think. I hadn't taken a nap, so I was pretty hurt by that point in time. And I just remember waking up.
Were you at your house?
No. Was that your
Probably
house? No, it was at Tony's house. I was laying on Tony's floor, which is like fell asleep on the floor. I had like fallen off like they had like the little landing.
Yes,
the carpet. I had basically just fucking face first over it, and that was it.
The botch.
So I remember waking up and I was like, I was like a deep sweat. It felt like I had like washed up on like a desert island, and I was like, what happened? And I remember like going, oh my god! And I was like trying to like replay the night, but it was like,
impossible.
One part, and then it was like, and then it was like, oh, here we are, and then it was like, rewind, and it was like, and I was like, holy shit!
We did not save early and often at that evening.
No.
And then I remember trying to, how much did we drink? And then we went out to the cooler, and there was like 2 beers floating.
Yeah, there was 2 beers. Like, there's no way we killed this. And I remember it was like,
them.
I mean, I think we calculated out. It was like we had like 12 to 13 beers each, and this wasn't
like Fat Tire beer. We were at
Fat
Tire at the time.
And Sam Adams. Remember it was Sam Adams.
Oh my god,
it was heavy beers.
That's
brutal. We were rookies.
We should have. Yeah, we were definitely rookies. We were rookies who thought we were veterans. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We should have been drinking fucking Coors Light. We would have been. I mean, we would have been pissing every 2 seconds.
If Joe was there, we'd have been good. We could have remembered the whole night. Possibly drove home. Who knows?
Don't drink and drive, kids.
No,
drink and drive. Man, we haven't ran that story in a while. That's a good.
It was.
I have to ask my wife about it right now if she remembers that. When I go back inside,
I'm sure she remembers some of it because I remember her asking me like, well, "How much you guys had to drink?" I was like, "I don't know." I was saying, "I don't know."
And
a lot.
When you're drunk, I mean, when you're like pissed drunk, and you're trying to not do something, like don't look sober, don't look drunk, you end up looking 100 times more drunk.
She said we came out the house and we were just loud and just it was apparent like we had been drinking.
Well, if anyone has probably way too much experience dealing with drunken.
Oh yeah, her radar is right on.
She's the one. She's spot on that front.
She knows.
Yeah, but hey, it was a good time. We lived. At least we didn't try to drive anywhere.
No, we were smart enough to call the 18-year-old. He had drove us. Remember, he had drove us. It was like every weekend for like a year.
We definitely
we abused the shit out of him. I feel bad now.
He definitely at one point I remember just being like, no thanks, I'm done doing this.
Yeah, like he had just the face of like.
But we
2 a.m. I want to go to bed.
We returned the favor on his birthday. We were the ones doing the babysitting.
We did.
When
he pulled his pants down.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? Pull him up, buddy.
I was like, all right. It's more than I needed to know about you, but okay.
I know.
But we returned the favor. 20 drunken driving trips around, one night of us babysitting him. I call it square.
He even got kicked out of the bar. We had to babysit him outside of the bar.
Oh, that's right. We were calling him Avatar.
Avatar.
Or something like that. Except he wasn't blue.
Now, the funny thing was, that's when Joe got kicked out before him.
What bar is this?
That was the Glass Turtle. Remember, Joe got kicked out before James.
Kirby and what is
Sunrise, this? I think it was.
Oh my! What were we doing over there? Anyway,
so it was like a cool, like little.
It was just like a chill karaoke,
chill dive bar.
Yeah.
The bouncer is now Dana's wife's brother. Not anymore, but at that time, the bouncer who let us in for those, that was Gage. That is Dana's wife's brother.
Yeah. Oh.
Who knew?
Small world.
But anyway, we were there. Joe got kicked out. for some sort of incident in the bathroom. Remember, it was some kind of like he told somebody to calm down.
Oh boy,
they got upset, and then
which is like Joe's like the most peaceful creature. Well, most of the time he's pretty peaceful.
Yeah, most of the time, but someone was getting. He said someone was going. I think at the worst of the time was going hyphy, and he told him to calm down, and the guy didn't like it, and just basically it was a problem. And it wasn't really, I guess it wasn't really a problem. It was just one of those, like, the guy told him, hey, fuck you. And I remember him saying, like, hey, I just told you to calm down. And they said, oh, you're both gone. Kind of, it's just one of those, like,
no tolerance policy. And
you're gone.
It's like both sides have been warned. Anything, but everyone's ejected.
I think that was like that was when he was in a hot streak. Remember, because he had gotten tossed out a few times before that. Because I remember he was like, it was like his third in a row. Like, we went out with them. And Joe got tossed. And it was.
And at this time, I was not living there, right? I was living in San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly. You were living in San Francisco.
Because you would fill me in. I'm like, what? I leave the coop for a little bit. What's happening? It's just going crazy without me there. I'm missing out on all this fun.
Like the first time he had gotten tossed out of a bar, well, wasn't even really tossed out. It just wasn't asked back in. Is we were at. You were there the first time. Remember we were there at that one bar, Dylan's or Dillard's or whatever the fuck it was.
In Lincoln?
And yes. And remember the police came up and says, are you friends of Joe or Curie? Were you there for that one? Because I remember them coming up to me and asking.
Any police coming.
I remember the police coming up to me and saying, are you friends with Joe or Curie? I said, yes. I said, can you come outside? I was like, oh, my God. I remember going outside. I was like, what did I do? And he was standing there, and his shirt was ripped.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what's going on? And he had gotten in a fight with Keith. Like, he had told, because Keith was like
doing
a raging. Was like a raging bender there. And he had basically told, hey, you need to calm down. And then the dude, like, pushed him. And he said, hey, what the fuck? And then they started tussling. And then, and it was on Highway 65. The police had to be driving by and they came in. And so I remember that, like, they're like, can you take responsibility for him? I said, yeah. We'll just go home.
Oh, his mom?
If I have to come out here and it's a problem, then you both go to jail. I remember them telling me that. I was like, fuck you. Well, under what charges? Suck my dick.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Fucking cops, dude.
Oh, yeah. You're both going to jail. I was like, I already said, yeah. I mean, you called me out. You dragged me out. What if I said I didn't know? Well, then what? You gonna call his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember him telling me that. Like, you guys are both going to go to jail. I remember thinking, that's like, okay, under what charges? What am I going to jail for? Failed babysitter.
The cut scene and the jail bars are closing and there's a couple hardened dudes in the corners and they're like, what did you do? You're like, well, I said I was going to wash my friend, but then I didn't do a good job, so they threw me in.
I got drunk. But we were leaving anyway, so I was like, all right,
I murdered someone. I murdered somebody. You're like, oh, I was supposed to babysit my friend.
I was supposed to babysit my friend. He got drunk and got into a tussle got into a wrestling match with his other friend on Highway 65.
A couple of drunk idiots over here, and you're catching trapped.
So I think we took him off. Like, all right, let's go. So we took him off. That was the first time. Second time he got tossed out was
I don't remember.
We were at you weren't there for this one. We were at the bowling alley and we had some.
I heard this story before.
The band, and when he got tossed out was ridiculous. It was because he was like they were like taking pictures of the crowd and he kept like jumping up and making a face, and the guy told him
fucking around.
Yeah, the guy told him knock it off. They did it one more time. They said you're out of here, like an umpire, like you're out of here. And I was like, did you get thrown out of this place? He's like, I don't really know. I mean, we were all confused. Like, did you just get tossed? I don't know.
Oh, but he did like a umpire, like he ejected.
Yeah, like you're out of here. And I was like,
wow.
I remember, like we looked at each other, like, did you just get thrown out of here? He's like, I don't know. Like we were confused. Like him and I were like, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is this for real? Is he taking a strike sting for real? And so then the third time was my brother. It was like 3 times in a row. I was like, Joe, you're on hot streak. He's like, I know. It wasn't, and none of it was really.
I do remember the 3 times in a row, and I'm just like, let's just take a pause. Like maybe we need to reset for a little bit. Just take a weekend.
But I remember it wasn't really anything horrible. It was always just something stupid, and it was just got wrapped up into it.
Well, Cern, I got to be honest. My liver's hurting just hearing all these stories again.
I couldn't do it anymore.
My brain, I got a headache going. I think a hangover is already brewing for tomorrow. I didn't even drink. I just crushed my sparkle water. All these stories that got me hurting.
Oh, yeah. I can't do it anymore. There's no way. You think about it, I'm like, oh, no way. No way I would ever drink 15 beers in a fucking week, let alone.
But, there'll be some. I foresee a few. We'll wrap it up after this point, but I foresee a future state in maybe 7, 10, 12 years where our kids are kind of reaching, it's kind of flipping where they're doing the same things that we were doing when we were kids. And we're like, oh, how about this? We'll just show you how that's done because we already know what it's like to do this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Let us show you what it's like.
Yeah, put down the ping pong ball.
We can get hurt.
And just pick up a beer. I'll show you how to get drunk. I don't need to do that. We don't need to play a game.
We don't need training wheels to get drunk around here. We just sit around and drink. And then at least we'll be a little bit smarter. Like, here's some High Lifes. Here's some Miller High Lifes. Glass bottles because we're classy.
Yes.
And then us old men will go inside and chug a glass of water in between the beer so that we can be good. We can be good the next day.
And then I'll cut off around a few beers.
Yeah.
And then we'll switch over to a gummy, possibly, or, something.
We'll just fire up the party bong. We'll get a 6-footer. We'll put it in the pool. Maybe we'll make one in the pool.
Oh, a little floaty?
Yeah, a little floaty one. It'll be something. It'll be nice. But it'll be a lot more manageable for us on the 5th of July.
We might be retired by then, hopefully.
Oh, God, Lord, I hope so.
Chip and Cern will be hitting it big. So
that would be great. We'll just be at the spa all day, me and you.
And then we'll just roll out of the spa, we'll do our pod and roll back in.
Yeah, we'll just be like those old tanned men that just only are in their swim trunks.
Not even swim trunks, it's the Speedos.
Oh yeah, banana hammocks, bungee jumping. Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Oh, that's gross.
Well, 4th of July we've always managed to blow it out of the water most years, and we're not even. Well, next week we'll save you the 4th of July fireworks stories because we just simply don't have time for that. But man, I always enjoy the good story. Get a good laugh.
Think about it.
But anyway. That's it for this week, Cerny Sleds and Chipmunks. Stay safe, stay horny. Until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.